So, coming up today, we take a look at the Grudge franchise. This is cult versus current. Here she comes. Oh, the first time I saw this, I was really freaked out. Hey guys, and welcome to the Enigmatic Productions channel. I'm Edward Harvey. I'm joined with Johann.
Hi guys.
So we need to talk about the Grudge today because
do we have to?
Well, we have to talk about the 2020 Grudge.
Okay.
It's just about to be released here in the UK. It's already out in America, and we just got to talk about the Grudge in general, I think, because we're fans of the original.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the original.
And quite like the original, the first remake.
Yeah, one with Sarah Michelle Gellar in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Just call her Buffy like everyone else.
Yeah, everyone does, yeah.
I'm Buffy, the vampire slayer, and you are?
So, let's get to it.
Okay.
Are you alone?
I haven't had human interaction in so long. Someone hold my hands. Oh! Okay, that's gross. So let's actually talk about what we think about this new one that's going to come out first.
Well, obviously, I can only speak from seeing the trailer, and also reading bad reviews.
Oh, I didn't know Sam Raimi produced it.
Yeah. Shame on him.
Oh, look, producers don't have to be involved too much with this.
And when I say bad, they are extremely negative. Like, you know, like 2 out of 10 or like, and they're really laying into it. They hate it.
The thing that they've said, I think, on the roll is that it's surprisingly boring, is one of the things they've said. And it doesn't feel motivated at all. Like, randomly, they're just scares for the sake of scares, blah, blah, blah. Ow!
So I feel with that, there's like, you've probably seen the whole movie now.
And also the whole thing is they're trying to Americanize.
Yeah, it's just not necessary. That's all it is. That's what makes me so angry about it. And that's probably why a lot of the critics that reviewed it and just members of the public, you're just getting angry now because like some remakes aren't necessary. They're just not necessary whatsoever. There's just no need for it.
Yeah, I think if you're ever going to do a remake of something, you need to either do such a unique spin on it or put it under a new scope, right? I feel like what they did is, they realized, we do have the Grudge copyright. We do have the license to do this in America, so let's make another one before it runs out.
So yeah, because I mean, there's some studios that do that, like Hellraiser. They keep churning out Hellraiser movies just to keep the license.
Yeah, very recently, last year, Hellboy, the movie Hellboy.
Now you pissed me off.
Yeah.
That was another one they just had to say, we need to make one now before we lose the license, so they just made a Hellboy movie, and it was horrendous.
I mean, when I first saw announcements about the Grudge, the new one, it was at Comic-Con, I think, and I saw someone being interviewed about it, and it was on IGN, I think, actually, and they were very optimistic about what they'd seen because it looked like someone was actually trying something different and not just copying, and so I was kind of excited at that point, but then after all the negativity, I'm no longer excited.
I think the interesting things, I like the concept of what the Grudge ghost is.
Yes.
Right, which is basically, it is a haunted house, right? But it's not like haunting only a particular person. It sort of latches on everyone else's negativity in the house. So basically, it is literally a curse movie. This house is cursed, and whoever goes in there will be cursed with it.
Yes.
Right? It's not like the old classic, like, we're just gonna haunt this particular family. It's just we're haunting anyone who walks in here.
Yeah. Whereas some of because the original movie is very much that Johann. is basically the house is the beast, isn't it? And,
yes.
And everyone that goes in there, that dies in there, becomes a scary part of that curse. But I don't know what the new remake is doing, but the first remake was just kind of centering on like the key kind of ghost, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the one that crawls down the stairs.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. The weird stop-motion-y sort of crackling body parts. Just gross.
I thought the performers, the actors were really good as the ghosts.
Yo, they were. Get away! Boom! Yeah.
And the little boy that was drowned with his cat.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
What they did was, like in the original version, right, in the original version, you had different characters and different families, people walking in and out of the house or connected to the house all the time.
Creepy schoolgirl ghost.
Get away! Run!
Oh, it's like zombies, aren't they?
Yeah. Japanese ghosts are pretty much zombies, which are horrendous. Just zombies with magical powers, which is the worst.
Yeah, what's unique about this is this isn't in the remakes.
No, this is a completely...
I don't know if it's in the new one, but like it's not in the Sarah Michelle Gellar remake. The schoolgirl ghosts are just not in it at all.
No.
And they're just so creepy.
Not as creepy as this.
Oh!
Just there. Well, in the Sarah Michelle Gellar version, it was just her connected to it.
Because they have that star.
They have that star.
You have to have a lot of Gellar screen time, don't they?
A lot of it.
I think there was something else there with us.
Hannah, what is it?
While in the original movie, it kind of felt like she would have been literally like knocked off in the first like 20 minutes. It's almost like retelling all the different kinds of horror bits just through one character rather than through multiple characters.
Yeah. No, I really like the original movie. I think the only way the first remake sort of surpasses it is in the budget, obviously, because like some of the scenes are a lot more spookier in the remake. When they've done the same scene again, like the scene where you first see like the little boy ghost. Yeah. The room is so well lit, like in terms for horror. Yeah. And it's like very, very scary. And when he emerges from the bed and he goes like that, it's so creepy in the first remake. But in the original movie, that scene, the room's like broad, like it's a really light room, no atmosphere, and he kind of just pops out and does that, goes pop like that, and it's like, so it doesn't have the atmosphere there, but like there's other bits where it really excels.
Do you know what's interesting as well is because the remake with Sarah Michelle Gellar and the original were all done by the same Japanese director.
Yes.
So it kind of shows that he was trying to say, right, if I'm going to do an American version of this, I'm going to do the way that I wanted to do my version of it at the time. But now I have an American budget and I have big stars and I have all this here, so I'm going to apply it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think The Grudge, the original one and the first remake, especially the first remake actually isn't too bad. Burn it down! Burn the whole godforsaken place down!
Oh, of course it won't light. Classic horror movie trope.
God! It's getting intense. Throw it! Like, you can't escape it.
This is my house.
No! Oh. Yeah.
Buffy just looks like, fully like, yeah, I'm just going to take you on here.
It kind of also looks like saying, well, you kind of cornered me here. I don't know what to do. Do you know what I think as well, just by looking at the trailer of the new one? I feel like we kind of mentioned it, but it's kind of like we've already seen the best bits. And it doesn't feel like the horror there doesn't seem to match the horror that Johann and the Grudge are associated with?
No. Well, you saw as well in the trailer that it's from the producers of like Don't Breathe and things like that, and it has more that kind of feel, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Grudge.
It feels more. It just feels like a very typical American gross-out horror movie, rather than anything with like any real depth. So, you know, like Don't Breathe. I like Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe is good, but it does.
That's its own thing.
It's its own thing, and it works for it. You can't apply stuff like that onto. You can't apply this American sensibility to something that's actually very Japanese.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea of like a cursed ghost, and you know this kind of situation, is a very Japanese trope.
Yeah, and so it needs that, and I suppose the only reason why they didn't have that again is because it's already been done with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah,
but it's like, just don't do it then.
Then don't do it.
Yeah,
this is the thing, like especially with foreign remakes in general. It's like, you know, some things they have to try and translate it for a different country, and then the translation of that fails miserably. Like a good example is Old Boy. The Korean version of Old Boy is amazing, and it works for the time. Then when you try to do a copy of it onto doing the American version of it, some things you're sitting there going, no, in America where this is based, none of this would be the case. You wouldn't be doing this, this, and this because America's different.
Okay, so this is cult versus current. Yeah. So we've got to say which is best. And obviously I think the new... We haven't seen the new one, so we can't judge it, but I think we can... So even if we had seen it, I don't think it would be in the running. So no, let's compare the first remake and the original movie, and it's just basically which you like better and why.
For me, I think the original, and the reason why I'm going for the original is because of the vast variety of characters, the interlacing story, and the fact that there's some really unique and cool deaths.
Yes.
Like the death with the schoolgirl in the shrine is still one of the creepiest things I've ever seen, because you've got a whole bunch of weird ass creepy zombie ghost schoolgirls just walking around everywhere,
and they're kind of like they're so together in a little crowd that they're like one unit, aren't they? One ghost.
They are a unit.
They're just like it's creepy. It's like they like clump together.
Yeah.
And they just kind of slowly emerge out of the cupboard or out of the other room.
Out of the other room, and then suddenly, as she's crawling towards the shrine, just two hands and a head just popping up, going, and just drags her in.
Yeah, it almost at first looks like she's gonna get her head pulled off or something.
Oh, it was horrendous. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, you've got that one. You have loads of like interesting ones, like especially like in the original as well. The original, like I'm being stalked by in surveillance camera down the corridor scene is creepy, and just the fact that it's different people all interacting with the same curse is just so much more interesting. While the remake with Sarah Michelle Gellar looks more polished. And I do kind of like that there's a central character through the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it gels as well to me.
Yeah. Well, I will actually say that I prefer the remake.
Okay.
The first, I just think, I mean, I really like the original as well.
Yeah.
And I have them both on like DVD, and I saw the Sarah Michelle Gellar one first.
Maybe that's the reason as well.
And then I saw it at the cinema, and then I bought the original Japanese one because I really liked the original Ringu.
Yeah.
And I was really into J horror about that. That kind of got me into J horror. That's the nostalgia attached to the first remake of The Grudge is probably important to me. That's why I like it best.
There's a soft spot there.
Yeah, and it got me into checking out loads of J horror then. So I would say for that reason, and the fact that some of the scenes are like they just got more money and they can make it more atmospheric, more spooky, and but in general they are pretty similar in terms of like the level of scares and whatnot.
Oh yeah, like the scares are done there. I think I just like the approach better than one or the other. So yeah. Now you mentioned before we wrap up in here, it's like since you mentioned Ringu, like you did see the Versus movie.
Yes.
Can you describe to me what the hell that is? Because I don't know what that is and it's weird.
They just basically try and find a way of like merging those universes, and it's basically they just make them part of the same universe. So you've got the house from The Grudge, and that you start building a storyline where people start sort of visiting, going into that house like they do in the normal Grudge movies.
Of course.
But then at the same time, you've got this other parallel story where there's these girls, and like this one of the girl makes like wedding videos for people, and she normally obviously uses digital now.
Yeah.
But one, she has to use some footage from a tape. And she hasn't got a VCR like not many people have nowadays. So she goes to a second-hand store, gets a VHS player, and it has the Ring tape in the player.
Wow, the convenience of that.
So that's how the only way to break the curse is to like make her fight with the Grudge.
It is so ridiculous.
It's so much fun. I really like recommend it just for the entertainment value.
The thing is, right, the Ringu video, if that was ever like, if Ringu never came out, we didn't know what Ringu was, we saw that video going around like YouTube now, we think it'd be like some kind of creepypasta. Like we think of some kind of horror creepypasta, say like, is it like, you know, it's like those spam emails, like say, don't watch this video. And you're like, yeah, whatever. You're gonna be haunted. If you watch this video, you'll be haunted 7 days. Yeah, whatever. And it's just like no one would believe it until like millions of people suddenly die from shock.
Yeah. Interesting thing to point out as well is that the Ring and the Grudge especially are the reason that I started filmmaking. So,
really?
And I show you a clip now of my original short film, the first film I ever made.
Oh my god.
Right, thanks for watching guys. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like. If you want to see more from us, hit that subscribe. See you next time on Enigmatic Productions.